In this video, we are going to discuss about the circulation and fine rules for the different categories. So, in order to create the circulation and fine rules, you have to log in with your admin user ID and password, and then you have to come to the Koha administration where you created the patron category. And below that, there is an option circulation and fine rules. Just click on this. So it will open another window where you can define the circulation and fine rules for different categories. Now you can see this is the list of means categories which has already been defined, or circulation and fine rules have been defined for these categories for these item types. Here the total list of libraries you can select, or you can leave it for all the libraries. So the advantage will be that whatever the rules you are creating here will be applicable to all these libraries. And if you want that, okay, I have created the rule for this main library, and later if you want to clone it for some other library, that facility is also available. I mean to say that here you can select the library which is already containing the rule and regulation, and which can be cloned to the new library, so you will not have to create the rule and regulation again for the that particular library. So let's go and see how we can define the rule circulation fine rule. So I have created the workshop participant which I can see in this drop down list of the patron category. Just you have to choose this one, and then you have to decide that what you are going to issue. So these are the item types which is already defined in the Koha, and recently you have added one book, so you are going to define the rule for book, the item type book for this particular category, that the user of this category will be able to take the book. How many? Suppose I take the 4 books for 30 days, and if they fail to return the book on or before 30 days, after 30 days, if they do not return, so what will happen? They will be charged 1 rupees fine at the interval of 1 day. And here I'm not discussing all the points because all the points are not relevant to the purpose. I'm discussing only those points which are very important. And the total number of times you are giving the renewal, 2. Then renewal period. See, this is very unique feature which I like very much. The advantage of this online renewal is that suppose in case of faculty you are issuing the book for 180 days or more than 6 months. So what will happen? Suppose one faculty has taken one book from library, and he is keeping the book for 180 days, and you are giving 2 times renewal privilege to that faculty. What will happen? That faculty is going to keep the book for 540 days unless or until there is a reservation. If there is a reservation, he cannot issue, but in case there is no reservation, without any problem he can renew the document 2 times and keep the book for 540 days, which may or may not be good for the library, because that book which is issued to him may be means another user also may like to take. So what will happen here, that instead of giving this total privilege, you can give 2 times, but you can restrict the number. Next time you can take only for 30 days, not for 180 days. The same way, holds allowed count. The user of this particular category can take the book, can reserve the book online 2 times. And then some of the other options are also there, I'll discuss. This is the fine grace period. In some cases it happens that the user finds very difficult to return the book on time. So what happens? You are giving the privilege 2 days grace period, especially in case of visiting faculty we provide this privilege. So from the date of due, the user will be allowed to take the 2 grace period and can return the document. Overdue fine cap amount. This is also one very good feature. What happens? Suppose one user has taken the book from library, and which is the costing, or which is the cost of that book is 150 rupees, He or she fails to return the document, and as per your fine policy, what happens that the fine gets calculated 500 rupees. So in that case, user will not be happy to give the fine because the cost of book is 150 and unnecessarily he is giving the fine of 500 rupees plus the cost of book. It will discourage the students or user to take the book from library. So what you can do, you can set the fine cap here, for example 100 rupees fine cap. So the user, the moment user gets 100 rupees fine calculated in his or her account, his services will be stopped by the library software and he or she cannot take any other book. So this option can be used for the purpose. And then finally you have to click on save button. Now you observe here that option is added, workshop participant which is eligible for issue the books, how many, 4 books for 30 days. If the user fails to return the book here, so will be charged 1 rupees fine per day, and the grace period is given 2 days, and he or she is allowed, the user of this category is allowed to renew the document online 2 times and at the staff counter also, and next time when he takes the book or renew the document will be able to take only for 30 days, and then 2 times reservation is allowed, and finally I clicked on save. So in this way you can set the patron circulation and fine, and below that there are some default policy for the checkout, reservation and return policy. We are not going to discuss this because already all the points are covered in this. So this video was about the circulation and fine rule. In next video we are going to see that how we can create the patron.